Cancelled.
Schweezy.
Why weren't you at elf practice?
So it's time to go over another Christmas movie. It's our last one of the year, so that kind of sucks. But I wanted to end this year's Christmas watch-a-thon, Christmas movie series with the best version of A Christmas Carol, A Muppet Christmas Carol. The definitive, like, Charles Dickens was alive today. First of all, I don't think he would want to be Gonzo, first of all. I would think he'd probably want to be, like, Kermit or something like that. My opinion, but let it be. But, yeah, no, and everyone agrees that this is the best version of this story. And Michael Caine did not need to go as hard as he did on this one. He went so fucking hard as Ebenezer Scrooge, and he needs to be celebrated for that. He's probably like, I don't think Michael Caine's probably not doing. I thought I heard something like, isn't he retired or something? I don't know. He left a good mark on the world. Little Alfred. He played Austin Powers' dad in Goldmember. Yeah. Yeah, so that's how I know Michael Caine, as Austin Powers' dad. Was it Nigel Powers or something like that? Something like, yeah, I think it was like Nigel Powers, some shit like that. So, as we would say.
Let's just jump into it.
And see what exactly this movie has entailed for us today. Let's see what the fuck is up, what the fuck is going on with this movie, or...
What the fuck's up, Denise?
And let's get into it. So we start the story. It's Christmas Eve in this world. We're in London. I'd have to assume it's London because it looks like a fairy tale. I don't know why London is just. Oh yeah, because like every weird ass story comes on. Reminds me, it's not even where Richmond. Isn't that where Ted Lasso's from? Richmond, and so. Yeah, so we're talking about London, and place looks like shit, and this whole, they're like, it's London. I'm like, why does London just look like shit, in this movie? And in this world, there are real people, real actual people. I think, yeah, there are real people, and then there are also Muppets. So it's like a weird world where it's like, I guess I'm gonna hire a talking frog with a disabled son to work for me. I guess you know how it is. You're like, I need the best employee ever to run these books, and the best one is just a frog with a disabled son. That's who we're seeing.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
So we're introduced to Ebenezer Scrooge, played by Michael Caine. In my notes, it says, a cold-hearted, stingy... Hold on.
Man proposes and God disposes.
A cold-hearted, stingy...
Come on, Mark, don't be stingy.
Grumpy and selfish moneylender does not want to share the merriment of Christmas. And, I actually had to like Google, like, what the fuck he's like humbug. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? Is my keyword working? So I'm gonna look up what humbug means, because I thought it was like something like wishing the opposite or whatever. Yeah, deceptive or false talk or behavior. His comments are sheer humbug. So people are like, Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge. And he's like, go fuck yourself. It's basically what he's that's what he's saying to everyone. Just go fuck yourself. And yeah, he has a nephew somehow. Yeah, he doesn't breed, but I think his nephew. He has a nephew, so he has a brother, Ebenezer Scrooge, and then there's like Fred Scrooge or some shit like that. So I guess Fred Scrooge coming to theaters next year. Like his nephew's just a normal nice guy. And like, hey, I should invite my uncle Scrooge I shouldn't invite my uncle to Christmas, and he's like, go fuck yourself too. So that's pretty much Scrooge. He just tells everyone to go fuck themselves, and then like people are like showing up to like, hey, can you donate some money since you're like the richest man in London? And he's like, go fuck yourself. So a big theme with Ebenezer Scrooge is just him telling people to go fuck themselves, you know? Or as my little cousin would say. So then we're meeting his fucking frog employee, Bob Cratchit. He and all the other rat employees, his crew is just a frog and a bunch of rats. That's who we hired. I would have, I don't want to be discriminatory in the Muppet universe, but if it's between a frog and a human being to be a bookkeeper, I'm probably going to hire the person. I'm probably, it's no offense to the frog or anything, but like, I don't know. We need people. It's like you wouldn't let a dog, you're not going to hire a dog to babysit a baby, Like you wouldn't do that, I just say I'd probably hire a human to watch a baby, I'm not going to hire an animal, okay? Sorry if that's a little unwoke of me, we all have a limit on how woke we can be, and I think where it comes to me, it's like I'm going to hire a human over a frog. Just me, but to each his own, I guess. To each his own. You can do whatever you want, guys. So yeah, his little frog and rats, they're like, hey, do you think we could have Christmas off? And like Scrooge he kind of had a little bitch fit. And he's like, why the fuck would you want Christmas off? Like, we're going to be fucking busy as hell over here in the fucking moneylender business. Everyone's going to come in for a loan on Christmas Day. That's literally what's happening. That's what, like, literally his logic here. It's like, do we need to be open on Christmas? No. Guess why? If you're asking for money on Christmas, you're addicted to drugs. Like, if it's Christmas Day and it's like, I really need to see the moneylender right now. And you're like, you are on drugs. It's like 24-hour pawn shops. Like, who's going in there at 3 a.m. selling microwaves, it's just drug people, and, to each his own. You do whatever drugs you want. It's London in the 19th century. I don't think, not a lot of women in this story. Like a ghost and like Miss Piggy, right? Like the only women in the story. Oh, no. And, so like, after he, like, has a bitch fit, we're like, I can't believe you want a day off. And then you're like, eventually he gives in, for something. He's not that bad of a guy, but he's still kind of a bitch. So, basically, after that, we go back home. He's wearing, what pajamas is he wearing? Probably something stupid. And then he gets visited by the shackled ghosts of his late business partners, Jacob and Robert Marley. Where Marley and Marley. That song will get really fucking stuck in your head. They're like those two old guys. What was it? The Old Guy Muppets. Old Guy Muppets. Which is, thank you for showing me an image first. Statler and Waldorf. How am I supposed to remember that? Statler? How am I supposed to remember that name? Statler, Waldorf. How do they expect me to? How am I expected to? Which is basically just my dad and his friend Steve, like in real life. Like, you go to a movie and two people won't shut the fuck up. That was my dad and his friend Steve. And after they sing a song, they're like, "You're gonna be visited by 3 ghosts tonight. Get ready, because the only way to get rich people to do the right thing is to traumatize them. Remember that, Jeff Bezos. We're coming for you." So after they sing their song, the first spirit is the creepiest fucking little baby angel ghost thing I've ever seen in my life. Holy fucking shit, was that thing scary. Like, to a point, like, do we need, like, everyone's like, baby Renesmee from was it whatever Twilight movie it is, the one where Jacob and Prince Honor, when we're all like, you didn't have to write that, you didn't have to do, you didn't have to do that, but yeah, Jacob imprints on a baby, and this is a baby just like it, but honestly a little bit worse. So they go to the past while Charles Dickens, Gonzo Dickens, and Rizzo, before Rizzo. They go to, he used to be like a boy under Foswig, where Mr. Fezwig in the original story. Oh, okay, so it's Fozziwig in this, but Fezwig, that is actually pretty cool. Here, okay, I'm just gonna read my notes here because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to explain this. Owned a rubber chicken factory, Fozziwig and his mother throw a Christmas party where Scrooge meets a young woman named... Oh, yeah, there is another woman in this. I forgot he's trying to get laid. He falls in love with her. And then, Scrooge chose the grind. He chose the dollar bills over bitches, which is kind of respectable, but, like... I feel like you can probably have both. You can have bitches and money. Usually they go hand in hand with each other, Scrooge. How you fucking fumbled that baddie is a real problem, dude. So yeah, he's traumatized. Yeah, so first of all, he's traumatized by, he's like, now I miss my ex, now I miss my ex. And so you made him feel bad. And then they go to, then at 2:00, he gets visited by the ghost of Christmas Present. Big fat guy, just one of the fattest, like my cousin Royce, the fattest man alive. And then, basically what this ghost doesn't do shit. This ghost goes to people's house, everyone's house everyone who's talking shit about Scrooge, like, they're going over to their house. Like, we're going to go to everyone's house that's talking shit about you. And you're like, I don't feel good. I don't like this. This is another way to traumatize someone. They also, the surprising part of this whole story, because they're all, my notes, I don't know why. I'm just like, I don't know what these notes are. This is my problem. I don't know why I'm making these notes. He's like, in his stinginess.
Come on, Mark, don't be stingy.
Come on, Scrooge. Scrooge, come on. Come on, Ebenezer. Come on, show me that you like me. Come on, Scrooge.
That's my hole. That's where it spits.
So, then they go to... And the weird thing is he does have compassion, because then he meets... Somehow... Doesn't, like, everyone's work, like... It's kind of like... It comes up, like, you have a kid, or if you have a kid, don't you usually... They usually come up in at least a little bit in a conversation with coworkers, but Scrooge just learns that Bob has multiple kids and one disabled child named Tiny Tim. Now, we could just call him Tim, right? We don't need to call him. Do we have to call him Tiny Tim? That's kind of an insult, Tiny Tim. Like, we can just call him Tim, right? I feel like we can. I'm gonna respect him a little bit. Just because he's disabled doesn't mean you can just start making fun of his height. So I'm just going to call him Tim. Tim is disabled also. And basically, then they go to Christmas Future, I guess. They go like 1 year later, and they go like, 1 year later, and then, Tiny Tim. Sorry for my slander. Tim passed away. Sadly. What disease did Tim have? Something little frogs. Oh, and I also need to talk about fucking Bob Cratchit's family. So he's a frog, and then Miss Piggy plays his wife, obviously, because Kermit's into those thick bitches, And don't you think the kids would be monster hybrids of pigs and frogs? Not like the girls are pigs and then the boys are frogs. Right? They should... I'm no doctor, but, that doesn't, I watch kids do work on little genetic shit, I know that's not how shit works. So I'm smart. I know that's not how fucking the world works. A Muppet Christmas Carol. I know if a frog and a pig probably nothing's gonna happen. Obviously, they just got the wrong kind of sperm and the wrong kind of animal. But I know if you can get pregnant, that baby's gonna be an abomination. It's not gonna be like girls are pigs and boys are frogs. That's not how fucking gender works, okay? This movie's from the 90s, okay? And then we get the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, who they did make scary, all right? They did make scary. He was creepy. Still not as bad as the angel, the ghost baby. It still wasn't as bad as that. And basically, this guy shows him. Well, first of all, I think they see Tim's still dead. Our bud Tim, he's still dead. Didn't come back to life. From what disease? Still don't know. And then now we're in the future, and Scrooge is dead, and the world is literally a better place. The world is literally a better place because of it. So now he has to do things out of spite. Oh yeah, and they're like selling his old shit or whatever. Like, cool shit. And then I guess that. I think was that the final straw, like them selling his shit. That he's like, I need to become a better person, and so he does. He makes like some little dude buy a giant turkey or duck or chicken or whatever. I don't know, something. Yeah, turkey. Oh yeah, it's just like the smallest animal possible. It's like, hey, here's some money. Go buy. Shit. Is everything open on Christmas in London? Like, it's like, oh, this place that sells a giant turkey, that place is open. And also, I think the turkey was cooked, and like turkeys take a while to make. Like that's why Thanksgiving people like prep in advance for a turkey. Yeah, they just have it ready to go. Oh yeah, he does reconcile with Fred and Fozziwig. But then, oh yeah, he gives Bob a raise, and he pays off his How rich is this motherfucker, dude? He was like, houses used to not be expensive, it was just, people were like, it's kind of a right. It's kind of a good, I think everyone should have a house, everyone who works should have a house. Forgot it's the 19th century. I guess Scrooge, and then it says Scrooge became a second father to Tim. It said the T word before it, but remember, we're calling him Tim. And I guess Tim doesn't die. I'm just gonna say here, Scrooge coming, unless he's been, I don't think it was like the 1800s. They didn't have, I don't think all that doctors did was just give you cocaine back then. And to be honest with you about cocaine, like they used to prescribe it to people like when they were sick. And to be honest, it did work. It did work. Just people got addicted to that shit. Now we can't smoke crack or snort cocaine, but you can still snort your own piss. That was unfortunate. And the story ends. And I don't know how Tim escaped death. They didn't really explain that. They should have. Maybe they should make a sequel. Big Tim. Not so tiny little Timmy is not so tiny anymore. What do we learn from this movie? If a pig and a frog fuck each other, the girls are pigs and the boys are frogs. That's one lesson we learned. Remember, we have to traumatize the rich into doing good things. So, traumatize. You have to traumatize people, the rich, so they make society better. So, everyone do that. We also learned Statler and Waldorf are their names. Steve and my dad. Just my dad and his friend Steve. And that's, Muppet Christmas Carol. I gotta say, though, between, like, Scrooged and, like, that really old motherfucking Christmas Carol, and they made, like, a new one that's like Scrooge was molested. I'm like, I don't want to know. No. Okay, this is the best one. If you're gonna watch any version of this movie, A Muppet Christmas Carol is the best one because you can watch it with your kids, and if you're a normal, fun adult, you'll enjoy it too. So, and also, stop calling him Tiny Tim. You can just call him Tim, okay? Don't make fun of his size. Okay.
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
Thank you for watching this clip.